Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching The Big Bang Theory. This is our 15th episode of the 9th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you like to watch today's full episode, this is available for the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. The last episode, it was interesting because we've always heard about Mima throughout the whole entire show. Sheldon looks up to her, he loves it. It's his caring, loving grandma. And she's come to visit. Now, we thought it'd be a great, loving interaction, and it was for just him and her. But it was Amy's first time meeting her, and she was very hostile. And she was, when Sheldon left the room, basically, she was right up on her. She was saying that I'm here to, see if you're worthy of being with my, my grandson and X, Y, and Z. And she's just going for it. And basically, her and Amy butted heads, and they didn't really get on. Now, when Sheldon was there and he was obviously talking, they ended up talking about the engagement ring. She ended up saying that, she's not having any of it. She doesn't approve of him getting married to her. And obviously, they just had a big, massive dispute. Now, Sheldon, the way he does, just left the room. He went over to Lyndon Penning's apartment, basically to try and hide away from all the conflict. And Amy and obviously his Mima sat down and he's having a conversation. And to be honest, after all of the kind of back and forth that he was having all episode, when Sheldon actually left the room and they sat down and was a bit open to each other, they started getting on a little bit better. Sheldon ended up coming in, fair play to him though, and started defending Amy and basically said that he wants to be with her. When he said that he wishes that his Mima approves of their relationship as well, and maybe one day they'll get married. And fair play to him for actually sticking up for him. We've seen it many times before. He does kind of drop away from conflict. And do you remember that time it was Fun with Flags? And I think it was Will Wheaton, he said something and it kind of upset Amy, and he kind of stuck on Will's side and told Amy to leave, but then he ended up getting drunk after having a conversation, I think, with Leonard, and then he went to Will Wheaton's house and kind of resolved it. Well, it was fast in yesterday's episode when he went over and obviously had the conversation with his grandma. So I just hope that she's in it in today's episode, because for me, my first perception and view of her visually as a character, she was kind of arsey, and obviously she went for a character that I know and love, and obviously it made me team up on Amy's side, where obviously the whole show, he's been telling us how great she is, and we didn't really get to see that, but everybody gets a chance, and I'm not going to judge her off one episode. Hopefully she's in it a little bit more so we can see how it is and how she goes. Thanks for checking out today's episode though. If you do enjoy it, please smash like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Gentlemen, if any of you are looking for something to do on Valentine's Day, Amy and I will be streaming our first ever live episode of Fun with Flag.
Penny and I have dinner reservations that night, but any other time, no.
All right, Bernie and I are breaking in the new hot tub, if you know what I mean.
Not a clue. Raj?
Spending Valentine's Day with Emily. I guess I'm still wondering if Emily and I are right for each other.
Been talking about breaking up with Emily forever. Why don't you just do it already?
Let's get it over with.
When you say it like it's easy. Have any one of you ever broken up with anyone?
No.
Not really.
So, you really gonna break up with her?
Yeah, I think so.
I've broken up with my fair share of guys. I mean, how many times did I break up with Leonard?
I stopped counting at 4.
My advice to you is do it at her place. You can leave when you need to. Tell the truth, make it quick, and be prepared for tears.
Oh, I'm gonna do a pre-cry before I go in there. Really dry myself out.
Seriously? Breaking up with me?
Yeah.
And you thought right before Valentine's Day was a good time to do it?
Hey, Claire, I was wondering if you're free for Valentine's Day?
Sorry, I just got back with my boyfriend.
But I just broke up with my girlfriend.
Right before Valentine's Day? What an ass.
Please take me back. Our love was meant to be.
I'm nervous. I hope people will be around to watch, even though it's Valentine's Day.
People who are fans of an internet show about flags, trust me, they're around.
It's become such an integral part of my life, as well as this show. I felt it only right to include...
Oh, with Sheldon Cooper and Amy Farrah Fowler.
Dr. Sheldon Cooper and Dr. Amy Farrah Fowler present Dr. Sheldon Cooper's Fun with Flags.
It's still a big step for a minute.
Don't make it too hot.
Sorry, but too hot is the only temperature I come in.
Look at that. You shaved it all.
You're welcome. Question, this is my first hot tub. Is it supposed to come with a rat flopping around in it? You turn off the jets, I'll get a strainer from the kitchen.
Bad news. The maitre d' said it's gonna be at least an hour.
An hour? What? That's crazy. We have a reservation.
I know.
So what did you say?
Thanks. Sorry to bother you.
Like slip him some money or something?
Really? Never done that before. Does it work?
Do people like money? Is that what you're asking?
Checking again for Hofstetter. Still gonna be an hour?
I'm afraid so.
Okay, thanks. Think you may have dropped this?
Anybody lose the 20? I did.
I took care of it.
3. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. I already pushed the button. Never mind. We're live.
Hello, and welcome to a special live edition of Dr. Sheldon Cooper.
And Dr. Amy Farrah Fowler present
Dr. Sheldon Cooper's Fun with Flags.
We're live. You'll finally be able to reach out to us with your flag thoughts and flag questions.
Yes, I really am a doctor. Yes, she really is my girlfriend.
No, I just blink a lot. It's not Morse code for rescue me. Hello, and welcome to Fun with Flags. What's your question?
What is wrong with me? Why am I so self-destructive?
That's not a flag question. Next caller.
It is true though, it's not a flag question.
Saying this because it's Valentine's Day, but I love you so much.
I'm gonna put this down your robe. And it's not a rat, it's a rabbit. We need to save it.
Make sure it's comfortable and warm. If it's just in a hot tub, I'm gonna say check.
Anything else?
To make sure it's not dehydrated, feed him an electrolyte solution. If it's not responding, use a warm cloth to wash its face and genitals.
Ridiculous. You know, I'm gonna go talk to the maitre d'.
What are you gonna say?
I don't know. I'm gonna flirt with him. Hi there. What's your name?
Glenn.
Oh boy, it is crazy in here tonight, huh, Glenn? Anyway, look, we have been waiting a while, and I just...
With all due respect, ma'am, there's nothing I can do.
You don't have to call me ma'am. I mean, we're basically the same age.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 21. How old are you?
Just shut up, Glenn.
Rajesh, it's perfectly normal to have doubts after breaking up with someone.
Unless that emotion is excitement over New Zealand changing their flag. Yeah, good luck, you crazy Kiwis. We're rooting for you.
Emily did say I always talk about my feelings too much.
I suppose that could be a legitimate concern in a relationship. Perhaps even a red flag. And speaking of red flags, check out this.
That's a good segue.
Soviet Union, hubba hubba.
Hello, I want to talk about how lonely I am too.
Cricket.
Wondering if I'll ever find someone to share my wife with. Preferably Asian, 18 to 24, no fatties.
Comments and questions should be flag related.
Is my pole flag related?
I don't see why not.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, right, they may be onto something here in terms of, you know, like, obviously they're doing a live stream of Fun with Flags, but they're not really getting any engagement, but they've accidentally segued into maybe a relationship video, and maybe it draws an audience in, and they divert, you know what I mean? They pivot towards there. They might do Fun with Flags as being... That's what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Like, they could do with Fun with Flags as being a weekly episodic thing, but then they could also do a weekly episodic live stream of relationship advice or something. Like, sometimes you just fall into these certain things that you didn't mean to, and just rock with it because it works. You know what I mean? This is a prime example. They wanted to talk about flags. They're kind of talking about relationships. Obviously, it's the holiday of talking about it because it's Valentine's Day, but they could be onto something like another episode of a, you know, a Sheldon Cooper thing.
He's eating. That's a good sign.
You're gonna have to wait 1 hour until you can go swimming again. Name him?
It's Valentine's Day. How about Valentino?
Nice. A classic rabbit name. Oh, look at all that chest hair and overbite. Of course, you're a Wallowitz.
Gonna bite it.
Son of a bitch, he bit me. Wild rabbits can have rabies.
Oh, why'd you put your finger near its mouth?
Poor judgment, obviously.
It's fine.
How can it be fine? I just got attacked by a clearly anti-Semitic wild animal.
He's gonna have to get a jab now, isn't he?
Not what we planned, but this isn't so bad, right?
It was freaking amazing. And I've never been called ma'am before.
Not a big deal?
Kinda. It was the first time someone called you sir.
6th grade, but I wore a sport coat and carried a briefcase.
Yeah, go ahead and make jokes, but your 30s are almost over.
No, they're not.
You're closer to 40 than you are 30.
You married an old man. Someday we actually will be old, and we'll look back on this night and remember what a good time we had. Food fight!
Do you know what, right? I know she sat there, she's eating a cheeseburger in a car, but sometimes, I don't know, just the simple stuff, also the cheaper stuff, is the way forward. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I've gone into the mindset of if I ever go away on vacation, I'm only ever eating out at literally fast food restaurants. And the reason is it's just bare expensive, isn't it, anywhere else? So, for example, in March, I went to Paris, yeah, for the weekend, and obviously it was like, we was only there, we went to Disney and just sort of visited other stuff. It was like a proper, just quick weekend. So we landed, went to the Louvre, and just went to a cafe that was near there, because literally we would have been all day travelling with no food, and went into a cafe, I think it's called the Cafe Marley. I literally got tomato pasta. It was like €25. And my girlfriend got a cheeseburger. It didn't even come with no sides. And that was like €28. And then 2 drinks. I must have come out with 1 pasta dish and 1 cheeseburger and 2 drinks close to €60. And it's like, mate, there's literally a McDonald's around the corner. Could have spent €10, got 2 meals each. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes going to fancy places, just not needed. I understand it's Valentine's Day, but I say it all the time. You know, why does it have to be that day where you go out and celebrate? Why can't it be every day you go out and celebrate? You know, you're paying the high prices, you're paying over the tops, you're paying for the location like I did near the Louvre. You know what I mean? Like, you're wasting your money. These can do something that's meaningful to them. A romantic home-cooked meal, right? Candle lit, sitting down, watching a film, or playing games, or something like that. Romantic between them is way better than going out, waiting 2 hours to get seated at a table, losing $20 trying to get your seat. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't mind what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes, again, the pivot, the selection, so to speak, is the better way to go.
Sometimes the best thing you can do is take a little time for yourself, especially when you just got out of a relationship.
Speaking of ending relationships, when British Honduras became Belize, they designed a new flag with a tree on it. And I would like to hang myself from that tree.
You and Sheldon split up. Didn't you start dating someone right away?
3 different men.
3 different men? Damn, girl, way to give the milk away.
Oh, looks like we just lost Kripke.
No, actually, I'm still here.
Now?
Yep.
Oh, looks like we just lost Kripke.
The flag of the Isle of Man is nothing but 3 legs sharing a weird pair of underpants.
Maybe someone in our audience would be interested in meeting Rajesh. Well, that was quick.
Okay.
Hi, you're on Fun with Flags.
Hey, I think I got cut off. I have a flag question. How many men did you have sex with?
None.
Oh, there's a screening of Moulin Rouge. I heard the crowd sings along and stuff.
That sounds fun. When's it start?
Midnight.
It's going to cost you £100.
It's sold out.
Oh, thank God.
It says rabies in rabbits is highly unlikely. I guess I'll just go to the emergency room to be safe.
Howie, this is just your hypochondria.
When I sat on the mute button and thought I'd gone deaf, that was my hypochondria.
Find another time to tell him I'm pregnant.
Oh. Yeah, no way. I mean, that is a big news, mate. Honestly, it really is. But going back to a story about being bit or scratched or something by an animal. As you know, I've got a cat. We brought, I don't know if I told you this story. It's within the last week anyway, or 2. We brought my girlfriend's sister's cat around. He was like, oh yeah, you know, maybe they'll get along. Mate, they didn't get along. Like, after 1 second, they were scrapping. It was like, and it's like, put my hand in. Or, like, this jumper that I'm wearing now, I don't know if you can see, it's all ripped. I'm not throwing it away. I wear it just for work. I'm randomly at home now. But, like, literally, put my hand in and all my arm got all scratched up. Jumper ripped. I had to go. Well, I didn't have to, but we went to the emergency room. It was like, look, maybe scratch up for a cat. I ended up getting a needle in the arm and getting some tablets to take. And my girlfriend's foot got all cut up. I'm telling you now, mate, cats are fast. Honestly, they are fast. Like, I know that if I try and grab him in the house and he runs around, but literally within like 1 second of me trying to put my hand in between 2 cats, it was just like boom, all my arm was shredded up, and it happened in a blink of an eye. I'm not even joking. So if you want to introduce cats, I would say don't introduce it. To be honest, when we got our cat and introduced him, because we got 2, they were sound. We thought it'd be all right, just keeping them at a distance for a bit. Nah, mate, they literally dashed everywhere. I keep them in separate rooms or rub blankets on them or get sense to them. Don't do it straight away. Get ravaged up. But back to this story here. I always said, mate, if somebody was going to have a kid, I would choose these two. I feel like they're the right ones to do it out of the group. And mate, it would have been a good day to tell him on Valentine's Day. But I suppose any day finding out you're going to be a parent is a great day when you want to actually be a parent.
I mean, this is the first time I've ever broken up with someone. I didn't realize it was gonna hurt this much.
Pain has an evolutionary purpose. It provides information from the environment that behavior isn't good for us.
Like when I fell in love with that stripper and bought her a Prius.
I'm just gonna push all the buttons.
I believe our relationship now is stronger than ever. When we were apart, I learned how important you are to me. And I realize that when two people are in love, sometimes they Happy Valentine's Day! And fun!
They're a mixed bag, aren't they, Leonard and Penny?
Congratulations on a successful live show.
And a lovely Valentine's Day.
Confetti fight! Maybe you should take a break. I got this.
Did you know the singular of confetti is confetto?
When would you use the singular?
I'm glad you asked. Amy, you have a confetto in your nose.
He's good in there, literally. Situation based. You know what, right? I always find it mad as well. This is what I find mad. It's like people who are smart are like smart about everything, I feel like. Do you know what I mean? So like, just because he's clever in the science field and he knows everything that he needs to know anyway in terms of physics and, you know, the sciences, chemical elements, X, Y, and Z, he's also just broad stroke clever in life in general, like knowing flags, knowing single words, for example, as well. Like, you got a dice and a die, you know, people know that, but like weird stuff like confetti and confetto, like you would, well, I would never have known. I never even heard of it before. That's literally something I learned today. I just feel like people who are wise and who are smart know lots of things about everything, and it's mad. Like, you could you could say to Sheldon, even though he's a scientist, can you name me every bone in the body? He would know that. Do you know what I mean? You could say to him, ask him something about a planet, he would know. You know, ask him something about the past or history, he would also know. Do you know what I mean? Geography, he would know. And like, that's nothing to do with the field that he's mastered in, he's doctored in. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think some people are just mad how much they know everything and how clever they are. But I also think Leonard and Penny are mad as well. You know, sometimes you're dead old, sometimes you're dead grumpy, but they're just a mixed bag. Like, you never know what you're going to get for them. You know what I mean? You had them in today's episode going for a romantic meal, and then Penny felt like she was kind of old, so then they went to, I don't know, just like in and out, just eating a cheeseburger in the car. Then he was like, oh, we should do something romantic again, let's go and watch Moulin Rouge. And then it's like 12 o'clock, and then you're like, oh, thank God, it's too late, acting old again. And then boom, they come back in acting all young again, dancing up, throwing confetti, partying. Like, it was just a mixed bag episode with them. But the big information, the big drop that we've not heard properly to everybody but us, to the audience, is we're going to finally have a mum and dad in the show. A baby's going to come before the final season, which is good. I'm assuming it's going to happen in season 10, and we go to 12, and there's 24 episodes, so it'd be what, 72 maybe left of them if we go into next season. Going to be exciting, honestly, it really is. And we've got a potential wedding maybe at some point with what is it, Sheldon and Amy, so maybe setting ourselves up really well. Okay, so that's going to wrap up today's episode. Do you know what I've got to say, right? The fact that we've been so consistent with the Fun with Flags episodes, and that we've, you know, I mentioned before when I watched the show Community, you know, they had a paintball episode and it was really good, and they'd done one every season, and it was like good to go back and see it because they're always fun. I mean, we've had more, we consistently have more than one a season. We get like 2 a season, and they're actually decent. The way we tie stuff in and we use it, you know, it's not just about flags. To be honest, they don't really talk about flags that much. He kind of pivoted towards a couple of flag things here and there and tried to use it into a conversation that was happening. But like, the episodes in general and the way they've done it, and the fact is, I liked his gift, so to speak, to Amy. Like, do you remember when he first kind of showed her that he cared for her and she was having an impact on his life when he made her his emergency contact? You know what I mean? And that was a big moment, and then now they slept together and all that, you know, that's the biggest moment that he could do. But he's brought her on the show, and she has pretty much been the co-host of Fun with Flags. You know, it was Sheldon Cooper presents Fun with Flags, now it's Dr. Sheldon Cooper and Dr. Amy Fowler, you know, presents Dr. Cooper's Fun with Flags. He has to put it in there twice. But she does. The fact is, I remember that episode where she's dressed as like a pretzel and, you know, she's committed to it. And like I said, Sheldon's never going to find somebody who's as interested and committed to his interests and, you know, wants as much as she does, because she goes all in. And the fact is, you know, she was a good co-host, kind of anchor in today's episode. She was kind of leading it, you know what I mean? It's his episode, but like she was taking the calls and diverting the questions and passing it forward, and she was engaging. And we've not seen Kripke in a while as well, and again, every time he comes in, he's quite funny. I understand Raj is being upset, but you know, as mentioned before with the Sheldon situation, sometimes absent makes heart grow fonder, and I feel like his distance from Amy made him realise that he took her for granted a little bit, and he actually wanted her in his life. And maybe we get that from Raj as well. You know, maybe he realises that Emily should have been the one for him, and that he should have actually been with her, but. You know, we tried to break up with her at the end of last season, and then we kind of gone through it and a bit of bouncing here and there, and he's broken up in today's episode. And, you know, I've got to say, I've got to go back to what I was saying last episode, is I'd rather have Raj in a relationship than him back being in his sad, lonely state like he was in today's episode, for example. I don't mind a few episodes here and there, and I don't mind him being broken up if we don't consistently mention that he's lonely. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we went through one season where it was him all the time saying that he was on his own and he was kind of jealous of everyone. I don't want to return to that, considering we've got positive things going on with obviously Penny and Leonard being married. We've got Amy and Sheldon sleeping together for the first time, potentially getting engaged soon, and obviously Bernadette and Howard being married, and now the reveal of her pregnancy, which has not been yet revealed. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got so much going on there. I don't want some negative vibes coming in. So hopefully Raj can come to terms with either being single or get back with Emily, because obviously we've got positive vibes going on in this direction, and that's the one where I want to head. Thanks for checking out today's episode though. If you did enjoy it, please smash like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.